All right, it's time for another weekly Squardle. If you're not familiar with Squardle, this is the game that's like Wordle on a grid. This is puzzle number 120. The weekly version just has more words. This 8 is how many guesses we have remaining, and I had a suggestion from someone on Discord that I should try and use the answers from last week's puzzle as my starting words this time, which I thought was an interesting idea. And so I've got last week's puzzle pulled up now. Of course, there's 10 words. We're only going to guess 5 because, it's a grid. But if I guess rows or if I guess columns, I will have guessed the previous grid. So, it seems the obvious choice to me. It seems like just to do the rows. So therefore, I'm going to do the columns, obviously, right? So we're going to do Ralph and Aloha. Okay. It's an A there at least, which is interesting because Aloha was the column. And so that A was not there in the previous grid. The E was there. Brisk and itchy. Okay, well, the Y in the bottom right corner, that's where I usually like to look for a Y. All right, so that's our starting words. Now we're down to only 3 guesses, so we need to get a bonus guess soon. By the way, I don't think I mentioned, but bonus guesses come when you complete a whole word, when you get all 5 greens on a word. So there is an R in this column. There's an H in this column. The H is not second, fourth, or fifth, so it's first or third. Now, if you do an H here, an H that's not at the beginning is most likely going to have like a C, an S, a T, something like that. There's no I in the grid, which is interesting. That's a vowel that's not in this puzzle at all. So the question is, what... The problem is there's quite a few things that could be before the H. We also have a yellow H over here. Okay, so in the row we have the same thing. The H is first or third. Now, H there isn't terrible. We can't put a T before the H because of the red and the yellow. Okay, so there's still a few possibilities with the H. All right, what else can we figure out? The R is not first or second. It could be third, fourth, or fifth. There's an R. The R in this one is not, well, it could be first, couldn't it? It can't be second or fourth. R here is pretty good. We do have an N and a T. Okay, let's look at that. N and T in this column with the A and the Y. The N can be first or fourth. The T can be, first, third, or fourth. So... I don't think it's going to be TN. That's not great. NT might work, but of course you can't put the N third. So if the N is here, then I think the T is at the beginning. But I think more likely is the N here, and then the T could be either one of these, or even both. It could be something like natty or nasty. Ooh, nasty would be good. And then A up here, I mean, it can be a lot of places. What else do we have? We have a yellow C and a red C. What if we put the C here? Part the red C that way. The O is not second, it's not third. We don't think it's fifth. I mean, if the O was where we put the S here, if it was fifth, then you'd have Naoty, which is not a thing, or Taony. Yeah, no, the O can't be there. So the O is first or fourth. Something like that. Otherwise, it has to be at the beginning. That's not great either, but... I'm kind of thinking H up here. We need an A in both words, so let's do the A like third maybe. We could do HEA. There's nothing that says that these two can't be an E, and we do have an E in this second column. But I like the we could do heart. That's not terrible because I mean, I think this is an N up here, but we do have a T in the row, in that last column and the last row. And there's an R in this row and in this column, although the R can't be up there because of that R. But that's not terrible. Even though I'm thinking this one isn't a T, it could still be a T potentially. I'm not sure what, but so that's not bad. Let's go with heart. What? Okay. Well, that was not too bad. So let's see. Well, we need an A. It's not going to be AA at the end here, right? I can't believe that. So I think the A is fourth, is what I'm saying, because the A can't be second or third. So, okay, we've got an E in the second column. It's not first, it's not third. We're not going to have a triple E in the row. That would just be ridiculous. So it's going to be fourth or fifth. Either one's pretty good, really. We've got an A in here somewhere as well, third or fourth. There's also an A in this column, so maybe A there would be good. I could do something like, what, mecha maybe? Actually, human, mecha. That's not too bad. And then what's this EEA thing gonna be? I don't know. Edema? I don't know if I like the UD over here though. But I don't know what else that's gonna be. Enema. UN is much better. Enema. So UN, we need an E, which can be a lot of places. And then this RC, something like the E could be there. Recut is possible. I mean, I feel like it's got to be recut almost, doesn't it? And then, yeah, a more. We did need the O in there and the R in here. And, what is this word? Oops. That's not necessarily an S though. We said this could be a double T, and we could do ascot and unsee and teary. Is there some reason that doesn't work? There might be, but I think all the clues are satisfied by that. So I'm not seeing anything obvious. So I'm gonna go for the columns. I'm gonna try unsee. Okay. Mecha. Amor. And then it's got to be Natty, I think. All right. Well, I didn't feel like we had much to go on after the first 5 words, but a really lucky guess, and you know, we got there in the end. So very cool. Well, let me know how you did on this puzzle today, and if you've ever tried using the answers from the previous week, and of course, which word this week you had the hardest time coming up with. And be sure to subscribe for more.